Yo, hello everyone. So today the model Z image base was released. So finally we have the base model of the image. We don't have yet the editing model, but this is a step forward because now that we have the base model, our training will be much easier and better. But first thing first, let's take a look at the base model. So this is the official release. So here you can see a few examples on what's the difference between the turbo and the base model. So I'll just let you see really quickly, and then we are going to test him out. So why this is important? Not much for the generation part, but it is very important for the training part, because with the base model we can now train the hell out of the image. So we can make custom LoRa's, we can fine tuning the way we want. But without further ado, let's start and test things out and see the difference between the base model and the turbo model, and in another video we are going to see how to train a LoRa for the image. So let's go inside our ComfyUI, and if you update your ComfyUI, you don't know how to update, go into your manager and you can update ComfyUI or update all as you want. You update, once the update is finished, you restart your ComfyUI and you go into templates. And as you can see, I already selected the Z image, but if I unselect it, we can go into images, and it is the last one. It is the first one because it is the last one that has been dropped. But if you don't see it here, you just search down here for Z image. So we take this template, and here of course we have to download the diffusion model. It is 11 gigabytes, so not so much as Z image turbo. So we copy the URL, and of course if you are running on your own machine, you just go into your ComfyUI folder. If you're running on Rampod, you go into your Jupyter Lab, ComfyUI folder, models, diffusion models, and if you are on your own machine, you paste it here. If you are on Jupyter Lab, you open up the terminal, you are inside the diffusion model, you type wget, you paste, and you press enter. And this way you download the diffusion model. Of course, I already have all the other stuff that we need, so I already have the VIE, I already have text encoders, and so on. But if this is the first time that you download the image, you may have to download other stuff too. So maybe you have to download the VIE. So same thing, you copy the URL, you go into your VIE folder, and you type wget, and you have it here. And also you will have to download maybe the text encoders. So again, you open up a new tab into the text encoders. So go into the text encoders, open up a new terminal, and as you can see, you type wget, you paste here your text encoders, and you press enter. So I ran out of space, so I have to do it again. So make sure to download all the models that you need in order to work with the image base properly. So as soon as this is finished, we can start to play around with the model. Perfect, it is finished, so we can go back, we can close this, and here we are inside our workflow. So very basic workflow. As usual with the image, we have the load diffusion model, so the one that we already downloaded, the load clip, the load VIE, and empty latent image. Here we can input the size of the image that we want. We have a positive prompt, a negative prompt, that in this case is much needed compared to the image turbo, where we really don't need a negative. With this model we can and we will use a negative. We have the aura flow, the sampling aura flow, the case sampler, the VIA decode, and the save image. Here I will replace it with a preview image because I like it the most. So another quick thing, because before we start testing, is the number of steps and the CFG. So with the turbo model, we have 9 as number of steps and 1 as the CFG, because it is a distilled version, so a very fast version, and we don't need too many steps, and also we don't need the model to have too much imagination, let's say, on the CFG. But since this is the base model, we need more step and we need more imagination in the CFG. So here we can go from 25, 30, 50 is better. So let's start with 30 right off the bat, and the CFG from 4 to 7 as they say here. Also, we just keep the res multi-step as a sampler and the simple as a scheduler. Now, what we want to do is to have Z-image base here and Z-image turbo here. I use the same exact prompt, and of course here we have more negative because the base model will use the negative. And we have the image comparer right here, just to see which one performs better. So here I have the 30 step for CFG, and here we have 9 steps and 1 CFG. Let's also use the same sampler, so res multi-steps here, and let's run the workflow. And so here we go. Now, this was the prompt, so pause if you want to read it, and here are the results. So this one, let's start with this one. This one is Z-image turbo, so very realistic. I mean, this is a great generation, and this one is from the base model. So again, very realistic, a little bit more detailed, in my opinion, in the mouth and in the skin. Maybe too much details on the skin because a lot of moles, but that's just my opinion. So as you can see, this is the turbo model, this is the base model. I mean, amazing, both are amazing. Now, let's try with some other prompt and let's see how it goes. And here is the result, and this is very interesting and very weird. This is Z-image turbo, so prompt followed, nice generation. This is Z-image based, so it is a good generation, but when the prompt says full body, it took it a little bit too literally, and we have only the body and we don't have the head. So this is a bit weird. Maybe we want to be more specific. Okay, perfect. Now to solve the problem, I just put smiling inside the prompt, in both prompts, of course, here, so that we forced the head to come off in the base model. So this is the Z-image turbo generation, very good, and this is the Z-image base generation. Still good, but if we zoom in on the face, I really prefer the one of Z-image turbo. And here I will let you see the speed of the generation. This is with RTX 4090, so a very powerful GPU. So as you can see, Z-image turbo is of course a turbo, so very fast in the generation. Z-image base is a little bit slower because of course we are working with 30 steps instead of just 9. So it takes a little bit more time. As you can see here from the generation, it is a little bit slower. So let's wait until it finishes, so that you can see in real time that the Z-image based version took 3 times more compared to Z-image turbo. But as you can see, it's still a very fast generation with, of course, this GPU. So this is the Z-image turbo, and this is the Z-image base. I mean, amazing generation. Both are amazing. In this case, I slightly prefer the base version. Incredible. Those are incredible generation. Now let's try to change the style a bit to see if both can handle something a little bit more different. Great, so this was for an anime character. So in this case, an adult anime character. This is the turbo, and this is the base model. Both I believe that are very good generation and even high quality. So now let's try another little different thing, and here the results. So this is from the turbo, and this is from the base. So in this case, the turbo just wins hands down because the prompt was for an elf character but in a realistic style, and the turbo is spot on. This is clearly an elf character in a realistic style. While the base version didn't add the pointy ears and the face, it is a little bit more fake. It seems almost like a high-end video game instead of a realistic character. And so this is a very different scenario. This is a product, and Z-Image Turbo, interestingly, opted for an iPhone-like phone, where Z-Image Base opted for more like a Huawei Samsung phone, but with weird characters. I don't even know if means something in Chinese, I guess. Looks like Chinese characters. And the overall text here is a little bit off. Also, the corner. Z-Image Turbo here nails the phone. I mean, this is interesting because, of course, Z-Image is a Chinese model, so I didn't expect to have an iPhone-like phone out of this prompt. Now let's try something different again, and this time I will also change the size of the image because I want to test out. So let's say that I want a landscape, so I change the size here for the base model, and I change the size here for the turbo model. Perfect, and now let's run it. So this is the turbo version, so very good landscape, and this is the base version. Another great landscape, very, very different in the generation. The turbo one is a little bit more dark, almost no tree, all ground and mountains with a slight river, and the base is much more lively. I mean, a lot of trees, a lot of green, the mist. I really, really like them both. So great job at landscape. And now let's try to see a prompt with some text inside. And here with some text, I mean, this is a very good generation. The text is there and is correct, even in the font and so on, because as you can see from the prompt, the best is in all capital letters. And here, the best is all in capital letters, so very great generation. Let's see the base model. Okay, even here, the text is fine with the same aspect. It is a little bit weird in here. I zoom in from here. In this text is gibberish, so I don't know why it put this text here, but this one is very, very good, and it is a little bit more legible compared to this one. So very, very great generation with text. Now, I can continue to test out the model more and more, and I will do it if you want to. But to keep this video short, here is the base model of the image. Again, this is a great model to fine-tune and to train on it. So we will have LoRa's to train and fine-tune workflow. The turbo model is great for faster generation and to create unique things. If you just want to create some images with some models, with some landscape, with some text, I will suggest you to stick with the turbo model because it is faster and the generation in general are a little bit better. If you want to train a LoRa, to fine-tune the model and to add more things, then you can use the image base because clearly it is the best model for that things. So let me know what you think about this model. Let me know if you're excited. Let me know what you will create with this model. And of course, let me know if you want to see a more in-depth comparison video. In the meantime, as always, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. It will help me a lot, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.